Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the football show with no name. I am Clintonian, no AKA the champ because I'm not anymore after this weekend. So from the top, we got Ian coming with us. We got, as always, Miss Lauren and Big Jeff Ferg down here at the bottom right-hand corner of your Hollywood Square box. So as you see, guys, I'm in the car tonight. I don't have any internet. We have a grandmother situation, and my computer's broken. So all good things come together. So let's just go ahead and get this started, you guys. This week, let's talk about some fantasy stuff real quick. There was a lot of things. Ferg, we're gonna let you go last because you're the one in championships. Ian has 37 leagues, so I'm sure he's in at least one. So we can talk to the people that have this experience, but I'm one of those. Hi, me. That got let down by the big guys this week. And the Justin Herberts that had 7 points, the Stephon Diggs that had 1.5 points. This kind of stuff that made it impossible for me to make my finals, and Jeff beat me and things, and it wasn't the best of times, but it necessarily wasn't the worst of times. Because there was still some good football on last week. So, Lauren, you're the one with less leagues, just like me. So how did you fare last week?
I went into one championship round, and just like I said, I got whipped. So I have not paid attention for the last week. I moved on to Love is Blind season 3.
Damn, we don't want reality TV.
But still rocking the Saints hat. I love it.
You know why I'm wearing the Saints hat?
Because they're going to lose the Eagles?
Who that say they're going to beat them Saints in Cleveland? That was my Christmas present, beating the sexual offender right in his home stadium.
Yes. Wow. Yes, yes. And I should say, and I should have started off the show with happy Christmas and Merry New Year. Happy holidays and Merry New Year to everybody watching.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah to all my tribe members.
All the things.
It's not really Nathaniel Hackett's birthday, but okay.
Nathaniel Hackett got a good Christmas present.
Nathaniel Hackett did not get a
we
got and he's still getting paid, and the money guaranteed. It's a good present.
Paid regardless.
Getting paid regardless.
Look, this guy. All right. So okay, Ian. Of the 73 leagues that you're in, how many championship games did you make?
All right. So I'll give you the short version. Clint, you're right. I'm in 37 leagues. I made the playoffs in 32 of them.
Wow. Okay.
Of those 32, I got first round buys in 23 of them. So
beast.
After last week, I'm down to 9 teams. I had a horrible week, and I mentioned this earlier in our group, but just to summarize for everybody who is out there watching, I made the mistake of having a lot of the same players on a lot of my teams, and it works out well for most of the season. It is. And I had a lot of teams do really well. Yeah. And you're going to have that 1 week eventually when everybody just shit the bed. Yeah. And in a lot of leagues, I had a lot of shares of Justin Herbert, as Clint said, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins. And just got my ass whooped. So
that's like my lessons learned too. Yeah.
So I have a total of 9 on Sleeper. I have 1 on NF2 and 2 on the NFL platform. So 11 total.
So you still have some chances for some championships,
but not the big ones.
So that's good.
Not the big ones.
It's okay. It's okay. Hey, look, winning feels good, brother. Winning feels good. However you have to take it. All right,
This is true.
So let's talk about Lucky 13 first.
Talk about any given Sunday.
So my Lucky 13, Ferg and I played each other in Lucky 13, which is a league that him and I have been in together for 10 years or so. And my guys just didn't show up. That's the Justin Herbert, Stephon Diggs, dude. You name it. If they scored single digits, I had them.
Jonathan Taylor.
And then so Ferg is out there scoring 195 or whatever it is, right?
And was shitty. Left some points.
Like
I left some points.
It was just unbelievable. I needed Herbert and Keenan Allen and Dicker the kicker to get me 94 points, I think it was, on Monday night. And as you guys know, that didn't happen.
Keenan did his part.
I mean, he scored 122. What'd you score? 122.
Yeah, 122 or something like that. But it was nothing to your.
And I had Diggs. I did
You
that
have
with
Diggs,
Diggs.
yeah.
With Diggs only getting 4 points.
I had D-Hop.
I had Hawkinson, a crazy Hawkinson Higgins combination.
That's what it was.
I want to talk about Jeff for a second because I've never seen somebody come back from the depths of just crap the way this man. He's in our family league and he was like almost as bad as my team and he claws his way back. He's playing in the finals this week against my nephew Aiden, who swears he's retiring this after the season.
Is Aiden with us tonight?
Shout out to light-skinned nephew Aiden.
I don't know if he's watching or not. Aiden, if you're watching, drop a comment. He wanted to talk some shit to you, actually.
If he's on, he should come on and talk shit.
I told him he wasn't allowed to because I thought we had some. But I think
he's allowed
to
talk shit to children.
Yes,
he's he's good.
Hey,
but then I also want to say for Jeff in our dynasty league came out of nowhere and took out the man, and because I was like, it was like Christmas. I was getting ready to go to bed, and you called, and I was like, I was hanging out with Samantha. So anyway, I was like, I wonder why he called, and then I was like, I know why he called.
Jeff and I talked.
Hey, what up, bro?
We talked on Christmas too. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can find Aiden while you guys are talking.
Yeah, bring Aiden on here so we can.
Yeah, no, and here, look, Ferg, I'm from the Bernie Mac school of kids, bro. Once they're old enough to talk shit, you can hit them in the mouth and the stomach. So
fuck them kids.
And so then you can talk shit to them all you want to, brother. So all right, so let's talk about your championship leagues. Let's start with Lucky 13. So who you playing and what you looking like?
I think I'm playing Merle. I believe I am playing our absent commissioner, if that's correct. He's been steamrolling. So. He's been straight steamrolling.
Dude, he's 11-3 in that league, and that's a competitive league. So
and he's scheduled to score 165 points. I'm scheduled to score 150.
Does not surprise.
It's in God's hands. It's above me now. It's in God's hands.
It's in God's hands.
It's in God's hands.
So, Ferg, you know what? Of everybody on this panel, bro, you deserve the championship weeks to feel better about your Dolphins.
Why? We feel good. We got the immortal Teddy Two Gloves starting on Sunday. Season over.
Wait, Jeff, aren't you playing Merle in the show league too in the finals?
No, I got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Merle is playing our boy Mike Barbie. I got knocked out. It was a close one, but I got knocked out though.
Well, what else are you in
JM's league?
Yeah, I got knocked out of there last week.
Jeez.
Yeah. So this is my last hope. My last hope to pay off all of these fees for all of these fucking leagues that I'm playing in.
The Dynasty League?
I got to win so I can get some of my fee money back. That's what it is.
I feel you.
All right, so let's talk about some relevant fantasy football stuff real quick, and then we can get on to some real football. So first of all, doesn't look like Derrick Henry's going to play this week, right?
Yeah.
And so if there's a worse week for Derrick Henry not to play, I think it would be this week. So it's like, what's going to happen with that situation? Are you picking up? What's his backup? Oh my gosh.
Well, let's tie that ties into the question we have. We've got Caden, the Colts fan over here with this question. He has that in his question. See, he lost Tua and he lost Derrick. Do I start Mac? Are you meaning Mac Jones? No.
Yeah.
No.
Danny Dimes all the way.
Maybe.
Yes. I say you start Haskins and Murray.
Haskins or Murray, Latavius Murray, unless it's DeMarco Murray, Latavius.
And then tight end, Conklin, Waller, or Schultz.
Schultz. You cannot start any Raiders. You cannot start any Raiders.
Well, hold on a second. Let me make a case for Tyler Conklin here. He's done nothing but put up top 5 tight end weeks with Mike White, right? So now, but do you spent the draft capital for Dalton Schultz? He hasn't really let you down. I say you go Dalton Schultz. I wouldn't even talk about it at all. I would go Schultz. And I don't know, Ian, I'm gonna go against you on this one, man. The backup Haskins. If Derrick Henry doesn't play, they're playing the Texans, bro, right?
But they're playing on Thursday, and we know how Thursday is a cesspool of life.
Ugly.
Thursday is the cesspool of life.
They are playing the Texans, am I right?
They're playing the
Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
All right, so they're playing the Cowboys.
In Tennessee, but it's Thursday night. Dallas is hot.
I'm not
and Tennessee is going to be trailing. Listen, there's no
Denver sucks
and there's no Tannehill. Tannehill's out too.
Denver sucks
Tennessee's
so bad.
Accessible.
They do suck, but
sorry. I think I got
his
8.
other options suck too.
How do you lose that badly to the Rams? Jeez.
Because they're the Broncos
Christ.
and they're
so
terrible.
Bad.
I think I have somebody for you, Jeff.
They're so bad.
Come on,
bring Aiden on if he's on. Bring him on.
Aiden commenting? Our little light skin.
He's in New York City visiting New York City. So he's like, if he gets in, he's calling us.
Uppity.
He's like actually like being a tourist right now.
Oh, he's calling in?
He's gonna try to. He's like walking around New York City right now.
Oh, so he's
but
going
if he can chime in here,
there he goes.
There you go.
Future champ Aiden.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in the 5-star hotel.
Oh, 5-star.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aiden, thank you very much.
That's how
champ my
champs
ass 2 weeks ago.
No, he's living his best Kevin
No
McAllister life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I love that movie.
Yeah, I'm coming
Lost
for
in
you.
New York.
You hear this? Wait a minute. All right, give Aiden
I got
the floor.
pink crutch for the big game.
Hey, so Aiden, you got 30 seconds, bro. Tell Ferg what's gonna happen, man.
Let's go.
I'm gonna get revenge for losing. I'm gonna send you home with a concussion instead of Tua.
Oh! Hit you where it hurts, Ferg.
Win!
Oh!
We are related. Oh wow.
The title.
He said he's gonna put you in concussion protocol, Ferg.
Like that's.
I'm not about for the season. I'm gonna end the season.
Oh no! He's gonna
that's-
put you on IR for the rest of the year, bro.
I feel like Papa Doc down there trying to rap against
Hey, you
the
should.
8 Mile. Like there's nothing else to say after that.
It is. There's Bonnie Rabbit. Yep.
Look,
No matter what happens, though, we'll still be good, though.
hey, Ferg, you went to Cranbrook?
Yeah, that's a
You
private
should come up
school.
to New York.
What'd you
This
say?
guy.
You should come up to Manhattan.
Oh yeah, I should just fly on up to Manhattan.
There's a good hospital that treats losing.
Oh!
Oh, 30 seconds are up now.
Yeah.
30 seconds are up.
Oh,
So,
If I lose, I'm gonna feel real bad about this.
I know.
So, Aiden.
I'm gonna call you. At
No,
home
so check
when you
this out.
lose.
So, Aiden, if you lose, bro, win or lose, you got to come back on the show because you either got 60 seconds to make him feel really bad, or you get 60 seconds, or Ferg gets 30 seconds to make you feel real bad.
Nah, he can have 60.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
I
That's
like
fair.
this kid.
Or you can show up with makeup on if you lose. How about that?
Like Lauren did.
Yeah.
Like auntie,
And a dress.
He's like, I'm a freshman in high school. I can't. No, we're not.
I'll
gonna
run
get
10
there.
miles if I
we
lose.
won't dress him,
You'll run
but we're gonna need
I'll
some
run 10
blush.
miles.
We're gonna need some blush on his cheeks or something.
Well, Aiden, I appreciate you joining us, man. You can go back to tour New York City. It's a great city. Be careful. Have fun.
Yeah.
Stay
And-
warm.
I had like 8 slices of pizza today.
Oh,
He did. I
nice.
saw the
They're
pictures.
It's
big.
about to be-
Nice.
I had a,
Big slices
Nice.
there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
You gotta fold them.
well, enjoy.
Fold them.
yeah, I
Gotta
just
fold
told
them,
him.
bro. Gotta fold it.
This
That
kid
is-
was
Alright, well,
talking
enjoy-
shit, Danny.
All right,
Ready?
Yeah,
buddy.
good luck this week.
Well, enjoy New York City,
There
brother.
you
We'll
go.
see you
Good luck
next
to
week.
you guys. Good luck to you both.
Later, nephew.
So now let's talk about this question real quick that came in from Lewis. This is a really interesting question. So Danya, if you could bring that up. It's a very interesting question because
This is
as
Louis
of
from the
right
Dynasty
now,
League.
as
Yeah,
of right
yeah.
now, Trace McSorley is playing. As of now. Right? And so
What are the
Pittman-
matchups?
Let's see. What are the matchups? Somebody pull the fur. You got that?
What are we looking
I'm on
for?
my phone. So matchups for Hopkins and Pittman.
So Pittman is at the Giants Sunday afternoon.
He should score.
Not a great match.
Something.
Hopkins is at Atlanta Sunday
Oh,
afternoon.
great matchup.
That's a good
But
matchup
again,
for him.
I like
if you have-
Hopkins. I like Hopkins as the better matchup
with Colt
only
McCoy.
because Colt McCoy is coming back and McSorley isn't playing. If it was McSorley again, I might even go Pittman. But
Did
Colt's
they
coming
name
back.
Colt McCoy? Did they say Colt McCoy was coming back?
Has he passed?
Well, Sleeper had him changed from questionable to healthy.
But has he passed up?
So if it's Colt McCoy, I go Hopkins. If it's Trace McSorley, I go Pittman.
Agree, 100%. Agree, 100%.
Easy. Yeah, easy question there. So that's definitely something. All right. So now let's get into the crux of stuff and talk about what you guys wanted to talk about, what we put in our little show doc. So first of all, let's go ahead and bring it up, Ian. You want to talk about Tua.
I did.
And we've kind of referenced this. Dude's in concussion protocol for the second time this year. It's his third overall concussion that he's been out with. And this is a weird one because it was delayed symptoms.
They weren't delayed. If you watch the fucking game, it wasn't delayed.
It looked like delayed.
I didn't see the hit. That was as bad as the last hit.
Well, when you got hit 47 times.
So the problem the problem here is that it's still Tua's was different because he was being tackled and he was just being slammed down to the ground like any tackle, and his head hit really hard. So Tua's is not the one. Tua's is very concerning, obviously, because it's his third one. It's his second protocol. It's the second time. It's the second time he was put into protocol like after the fact. Because you remember the first one the week before Cincinnati when he went like into like a coma, whatever happened to him there. Like he wasn't diagnosed until after. It was never really diagnosed. So Tua has to be done for the year. The ones that really concern me more at this point are these leading with the helmet tackles. And we saw two of them on the Monday night game. We saw Derwin James. I don't care if it was his shoulder pad. I don't care. He led with his helmet. And he led with his helmet, and Ashton Dolan still is seeing cuckoo birds. And there was another one in that game that there wasn't anything called when Stephon Gilmore went head first into Isaiah Spiller. And Isaiah Spiller just stood right up. Nothing is wrong. Fine. But you see a lot of shit. You see ESPN, you see NFL Network, like doing these promos and these bits where they're celebrating, high schoolers and middle schoolers that are tackling the right way. They're tackling with their heads up and wrapping around. And you still have people like Derwin James and Stephon Gilmore that are leading with their helmet. And this is the problem. And we keep saying it week after week after week. We don't know what the long-term ramifications of these head injuries are. And somebody like Tua.
Oh, we know. We've seen we know
Tua's not going to have a career. Like, he is a talented player, but he's at the point where he maybe needs to start making some decisions of, hey, listen, I'm getting paid. I got bank. I'm good. Do I need to risk my life for this? Like, this is 3 in a year. I still don't think the NFL, as much as they say they take it seriously, I don't know how seriously they really take it.
Why is it? What's going on that it's Tua getting these hits? Like, you don't see. This is the first time I've ever seen somebody get hit like that with the hand situation. Like, what is going? Is it offensive line-ish? Is it like what is going on that he's the one that's getting nailed?
Well, he exposes himself.
He tried to make a play. He tried to make a play. The first one when he got slammed on his back, that was just a bad offensive line play. I mean, he was holding the ball. He got hit. He tried to make a play on the last one, got outside the pocket. Like I said, nobody even knew unless you were watching the game. Yeah. And I saw he got hit. I was like, I'm surprised that the spotter or somebody didn't call down.
Yes.
On him. Only because
that's
it's him.
Why we have spotters.
Only because of him that they don't have somebody on the sideline that's specifically like, we got to watch our guy. Our guy that we're talking about giving $50 million to come next year.
Yeah.
So
with spotters, you mean the concussion guys?
Yeah, the concussion guys. Nobody that's associated with the team, but somebody just specifically watching him. So when he threw the next pick, that if nothing else, that should have been the sign. Like, he threw that ball 8 yards away from where the goddamn receiver was. He just went like 17 of 20 right before
he went 3 picks on his next 7 passes.
You had to know something was wrong.
But I guess I just don't like Justin Fields is always running around putting himself in positions too. It's like, how is it that Tua is the guy that continuously gets hit like that? And like,
I mean, Justin Fields is basically a small running back, and Tua is
he knows how to get it.
He's 2 Hawaiian rolls away from serving mahi mahi back in Hawaii somewhere.
Have they said anything about forcing a retirement? Like, at what point does the NFL step in and say, like, you can't play anymore, man? You're brain damaged.
He can't force him, but you don't have to re-sign him. Nope. You tell his agent, hey, I know this is your 5th year. We got to make sure you're going to make this through a season, because the way contracts are going, by the time he signs his extension, we're going to be at average QB going to get $45 million a year. Average QB
nobody looks out for the fact that this guy is going to have CTE and be just like,
well, that's the problem.
Ruling on himself.
Well, I think that people are looking out
his
now because he's in the spotlight. You can't take the risk of being a Dolphins owner or in the organization, and this man dies on the field or does something crazy at 26, 27 when the whole country has seen it. Like that last hit, they would never talk about the last hit if he didn't have the first hit. So now it's out there.
So Lauren, so Lauren, the answer to your question is yes, there is somebody who has to look out for him to say, should I retire at this point? And that's Tua. Like that's that Tua is the only one who can say, listen, I've played for 3 years and I've got 4 concussions. I think he had one in in
3 that we know about.
3 we know of. One in Alabama.
Listen, he's going to play for. Let's say hypothetically, he has the longevity of Tom Brady. Let's say he plays for 20 years. Hypothetically, I know I see you, Clint, but hypothetically, let's say he plays for 20 years.
Minimum 12.
If he retires at 40, he still has 40 more years to live.
He's not going to make it for 40.
He's not going to live 40 years.
He's not going to make it for 4 years. So he is the one who has to make the decision of what is more important, me playing another year or me dying when I'm 29.
But it's already too late. I guess that's what my thing is. Like, he's already got the problem. It's similar. Like, I've been doing a lot of research on Alzheimer's because my mom has it and it's starting to get, but, and it's like, it's not something that shows up until it's at its worst.
Yep.
So like, he's not going to know, like, it's already a thing. He's already got it. Like, even concussion, what's his face? The doctor came out and was like, stop playing.
Dr. Alan Sills.
I mean, but it's a difference between having it and accelerating, because I'm going to assume that your mom is probably, 50s, 60s or above. We're talking about a kid that's not even 25 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to have the same symptoms that your mother is probably exhibiting within 10 years at the rate that he's on.
If not, they found it in 21-year-olds and 18-year-olds.
So, I hate that for him because I think that McDaniel looks like he might be able to actually get something out of him, and the kind of the narrative on Tua has changed. But as the resident Dolphins fan, I will cry about 7 seconds if Tua comes out and says he has to retire, because he has to retire. We didn't throw him out. He's not quitting to go play baseball or golf or something like that. He has to retire, and I can respect that if he's grown enough to be able to walk away, and we just have to start over.
It really makes you take a second look and really have a lot of respect for what Andrew Luck did.
I was just getting ready to say, where's Andrew Luck right now?
He did it at the wrong time. You don't do it after the 3rd preseason game. You're screwing up your team for the next 3 years. I get that. But for him to look at the surroundings, look at the people getting hurt, we don't know what his symptoms were. Maybe he had 2 concussions. We don't know that. But for Andrew Luck to be 29 years old and say, listen, that's it, I'm done. This is not worth it.
But I think the problem with the Andrew Luck thing is, now that he's put it out there, guys like Tua that are smart guys, I think they have a problem. Like Andrew Luck has a problem letting it go. It was evident from reading that article.
Yeah.
He still misses it. He wants to play. He knows he can't play, and he is super strong.
But he didn't stop.
But he also has $1 billion dollars in the bank. So he got a chance to get the bite of the apple, not once, but twice. And I know the money Tua has is not to laugh at, but it's hard to tell somebody, you know what, I can just hang on
walk
another
away
year.
from $300
I'm
million.
gonna get the guaranteed part no matter what. And at worst case, they're gonna have to injury settle me for half of that. That's at least 150. That's hard to walk away from at 24 years old.
It's sad because what he's facing is so much worse than, and it's such a young age. Like, it's just a terrible. Like I said, I've had to do a lot of research, and it's just a between the show and my family. Like, it's a terrible situation. It's awful.
I think though, if you talk to the average person though, if you caught the average person the day they graduated from college or high school, and you said, "Hey, in the next 2 years, I'm going to give you $150 million, but I can pretty much guarantee you're not gonna see your kids walk down the aisle or 55, 60. That's it." Most people would sign up for that at 18, 21. Maybe at 35, 40, be like,
maybe, but
no,
not
I
women.
got kids, I can't do that. But 18, 21-year-old men,
then
give me the 100.
A lot of them are getting that right now with the NIL, but that's
and then again NIL. Now, if you're getting NIL money, it's probably a lot easier to walk away if you had 2 or 3 concussions at Bama or somewhere like that. Yeah. At least you can say I got something.
But then
it's like 150.
But you're asking a guy that has literally has the starts of brain damage to make a decision. Like, it's also just is he able to make the decision?
Yeah. Well, also what I was gonna say is that if they're gonna sign him to a contract, Ferg, it's gonna be the incentive and salary heavy, not bonus heavy, not.
Well, this is his third year, right?
See, the problem with the incentive heavy is the NFL Players Association is not gonna let a dude that's gonna get a $350-400 million contract put that kind of language in his contract. Well, about as much as you can get away with is the shit that they gave Randy Gregory or the Cowboys. They're not gonna let you be like, we'll give you $25 million if you make it through the season, but if you don't, we're gonna give you $5 million. They're not gonna allow him to sign anything like that because that just devalues every other quarterback.
He's also not gonna get anything like Watson. So,
no.
And Brady doesn't get hit. And so
Brady won't get hit.
And do you know
Brady could get hit?
Brady's not allowed to get hit.
He's not allowed to get hit.
Yeah, no, Brady. That's why Brady's played
so
long.
Brady
rules. One ACL tear.
Did y'all hear?
Brady rules.
Did y'all see this shit today? That today is 8,258 days. So it was 8,258 days to when Tom Brady was born to when he was drafted in the NFL. And it's been 8,258 days since he's been drafted in the NFL. So literally half his life has been spent as a quarterback in the NFL.
And I think I don't think he's ever missed a game except for the ACL. The year at the ACL,
the 4 games that he was suspended.
No, that's what I was going to say. Not injury is suspensions, not injury. It's suspensions.
Let's switch because I got to go in a second. Let's switch to this shit real quick because I got to talk about this. J.J. Watt announcing his retirement essentially at the end of the year. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about today. And as your resident Texans fan, that dude was a beast, man. Like they won a lot of division titles. They won a lot more playoff games than they were expected to win. Mostly against the Bengals. So shout out to Day Nation.
He's 3-6 in the playoffs.
He's also just a hell of a guy and a good human.
Oh yeah, the good human. And
the Houston Floods. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've heard a lot of stuff. I heard he paid someone's bet off once that I heard he's a hell of a guy.
Yeah, and his wife is a hell of a soccer player and makes tons of money too. So it's like, I think they're
another situation.
I would put 2014 JJ Watt season up against any football player. Yeah. I was saying quarterback, running back, LT. That one season with the 20 sacks, like the 50 tackles for loss, and then he played on offense 5 times and scored 5 touchdowns that year. That's fucking insane.
And he scored, and he got a pick 6 in the playoffs.
That's insane.
Against the Red Rifle himself, Mr. Andy Dalton.
The Bengals. I remember it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I think he had 2. One in Cincinnati one year and one in Houston the next year. And then they went on to get annihilated by, of course, the Tom Brady-led Patriots every year.
J.J. Watt has – I mean, it brings us to a point in just looking forward, a point in just the, in real football, we're going to have to move on now to who is the best defensive player because we're going to lose Aaron Donald after this season also. TJ is something else. But with J.J. Watt, Lauren, I know the story you're talking about because somebody placed a bet and it was a parlay and he missed it for some reason. And JJ said, DM me, I'll pay you for it. And the dude DM'd him and JJ sent him the cash.
And that was
but then that guy ended up donating what he owed to JJ's charity.
That's correct. So, but with a man, I mean, first, JJ is a machine. He's not a human. Like he is like the Terminator.
He's fun to watch.
The man has
he's
been
really
through
fun to watch.
He's been through so many. So how many times has he torn his pec?
He's
been through so many injuries, and he's still.
So this is what I was going to say about JJ Watt. This is the only naysay that I have about JJ Watt. I think he was so good. He got to the point where I think he thought he was invincible, because some of the shit that he did on YouTube with the 1,000-pound tires and shit like that is what led to him getting hurt during the in season, because he was doing ridiculous. He was doing shit in the off season that really should be in your contract. Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
You can't do this.
You can't do this. Humans aren't built
tell you
to
here,
do
Jeff.
this.
Jeff, I'll tell you where I give JJ the most amount of respect that I can give him is making this announcement when he did. So that the whole season is not about the JJ Watt farewell tour.
He's a class
act. His last game,
after
the last game is
game,
over.
Yeah.
Last home game, he's on the road. Listen, bruh, peace. It's been good. I've had a good time. I got a baby. I'm out of here.
I'm out.
It doesn't have to be the JJ Watt farewell.
I don't know what's in and around Houston Stadium. I've never been to NRG. Is it still NRG Stadium? Is that what it's called now? Okay. So I don't know if he has to wait the 5 years like the Hall of Fame. If there's not a JJ Watt statue out in front of that stadium within 2 years, everything is wrong in Houston. Everything is wrong in Houston.
Yeah, Johnny, you should pull that up. Jeff's got
Jeff,
a fan.
pull that one up.
It's got to be JJ Watt. It's got to be JJ Watt. Damn, Andre Johnson for sure.
Hey,
and Arian Foster.
You know what? It's the braids. That's what it is.
It's the braids.
It's got to be the fucking braids.
My son said I'm aging backwards.
Well, that happens, man. I mean, you know,
I am Peter Pan though.
What do they say, Ferg?
Say it.
Black don't crack. That's what it is. That's what you can't really do anything about it. You know? All right. So y'all take it the rest of the way. I can't wait. I'm gonna listen. So I hope y'all close out the show.
Wait. Ask of the week, real quick. Who would you do that with?
Justin Herbert. I mean, I think it's easy. I mean, I don't think
I could have gave you that vote for him. I could have voted that for him. He didn't even need to be here for that one.
Thanks, Ferg. I appreciate your
he didn't need to be here for that.
sentiments. Because Herbert scored 7 points. So I'll just leave it at that. So, all right, y'all. Well, I hope y'all have a great evening. I can't wait to finish listening.
Happy New Year, Clint. Happy New Year,
Peace out, y'all.
All right, Mr. Jeff.
Gosh, now that he's gone, we can talk about it.
Now that he's gone, let's talk some shit.
Now let's talk shit. No, okay, we won't talk any shit, but we can. JJ Watt was a big one, but
Jeff, I gotta interrupt you. This is actually a happy day because I love Clint. I do. I think he's awesome. We don't have to see that goddamn trophy anymore.
No, you won't see the trophy. I told you I'm gonna build a shelf for the trophy right there. It's looking
Jeff
shaky.
Ain't winning shit.
Both of my championship aspirations are shaky as shit, but hey,
dude,
it's in God's hands.
Down in flames.
It's in God's hands.
You know what's funny here is that last week in our league here, I had both the Jaguars bench, 29 points, and Tyler Higbee, 34 points on my bench.
On the bench.
And if I had started them over the 49ers D and Stephon Diggs, who caught 2 passes, had 2 targets, I still would have lost by 40. That's how badly Felipe mauled me.
Damn. That's cold.
It's terrible.
That's cold.
Terrible.
So since we started talking about it, do you want to keep going on the ass? I have 2 since we weren't here last week. I have 2 good ones.
Yeah, go for
great.
it.
Go give it to us.
All right. The first one, and then I have to take it back this past weekend, but for 2 weeks ago is Jacoby Myers. That was I don't understand. Was that an accident?
Low-hanging
was that a
fruit.
play call? Why would you do that?
Can't throw the ball backwards.
Can't throw the ball
one
backwards.
player on the team who can't run.
Why
not losing. Not while you're losing, you can't. I mean, not while the game is tied. If you're losing,
just down the ball.
losing,
I don't know if that was
shot.
Ramondre or Jacoby, but come on, guys, just kneel. Why would you even try? That was ridiculous.
I think he just lost track of the score. I think he lost track of the score.
Well, my next one is a special one. This is my favorite so far this year, actually. I would like to give Mr. Zach Wilson a round of applause. I've never heard somebody get booed by their own fans and pulled from their. That was
team.
Epic. Epic.
Pulled
that guy.
He wasn't even pulled for Flacco. He was pulled for Chris Strelver.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
He was on Arizona last year when Kyler Murray got hurt.
How bad are you when your fans are booing? Like every time that fucker threw a ball, they were like, "Oh!" Like I was embarrassed for him.
All right, you know what? Let's take bets right now. Who is the starting quarterback for the New York Jets come September 1st?
Oh,
Mike White.
Jesus.
No.
Mike White.
I have no idea.
Wait. Let me rewind. Mike White or Derek Carr. Those are my two choices.
Derek Carr is either gonna wind up in New York as a long-term starter or in Indianapolis as a bridge.
They just keep retrading again.
Indy is going to draft a quarterback. They're going to have a top 7 pick.
I don't want Carr,
but they're going to need somebody to bridge.
That is just fucking trash. Like that team right now, he's okay because he's got some. Like, can you imagine if he goes to the Jets?
There's no reason to bench Derek Carr right now.
Reason.
No, but if he goes to the Jets,
I like the Jets with him.
Really? I see that being worse than that's like putting Mark Sanchez up there.
Josh McDaniels just pulled down his pants and shoved his ass in Derek Carr's face and farted. There is no reason to insult a 7-year, 8-year professional who, by the way, 3-4 years ago was an MVP candidate until he broke his ankle 3 weeks before the end of the season. His team was like, what? They were what, like
what did Josh McDaniels do? I missed this.
Derek Carr got benched.
In general.
Derek Carr got benched today.
Derek Carr got benched for the rest of the season.
For Jarrett Stidham.
For Jarrett Stidham. And Derek Carr is not even the backup. Derek Carr is going to be inactive, and some dildo, I don't know what the fuck his name is going to be the like Chase.
Derek Carr can't get injured because they have to trade him. His dead cap hit is like nothing. He has such a team-friendly contract that they probably will just waive him. That's probably what we'll have. So I'm saying Jets, Colts, Panthers in that.
They're not getting the Raiders are not getting anything more than a conditional 5th round.
What about
pick.
the Saints?
They're not going to trade him. They're going to have to cut him. Then they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do when Devontae causes a fucking stink in the goddamn locker room after the rest of the day, and he wants out after you just gave up all these picks to him. Only thing you can do for him, if you're going to get rid of Carr, it sounds crazy. Your best bet is to ask goddamn Green Bay for Jordan Love and trade Devontae back to damn Green Bay and try to start Jordan Love at quarterback with something else to go forward. Because you have fucked this up between Gruden, McDaniel, what's his name, Mark Davis. You have really fucked this up when your interim coach had you in the playoffs last year.
Jeff, there's only one team, Jeff, that has fucked this up even more. And that is our favorite retail store outlet owner, the Waltons. Yeah, the Denver Broncos.
Oh, God.
How, in case you've been living under a rock for the past 6 months, how do you send to the Seattle Seahawks 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 5th-round pick, Noah Fant, Drew Lock?
And what's their record right now? It's like
the Broncos are 4-11. 4-11, and just lost 51-17 to
the Baker
Island 10.
Baker fucking Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield and three nobodies.
No, but then you take it a step farther. You keep your GM. You fire your head coach 14 games into his rookie season.
He should have been fired.
You are stuck with Russell Wilson for at least the next 2 seasons. Russell Wilson, if they release him this offseason, he has a $105 million dead cap hit. That's 1/3 of the total team salary. And it's like $74 million in 2024. They're stuck with Russell Wilson. They have
Can
no
they let
first.
go of him or they have to pay him?
They have to pay him. He's getting paid.
He's going to get paid regardless.
His contract is not guaranteed, but he's getting paid, and the dead cap hit is just astronomical.
The dead cap hit is what kills you.
They have
I think
no
the Waltons would pay the money. They don't care.
Wait, what is dead cap?
Who?
So if you got $200 million salary cap, he's getting 75 of it before we pay any of the other 52 guys, and he won't even be there to play. So
he's taking up. If you are an offensive coordinator, I don't care if you are a huge name like D'Amico Ryans, Eric Bieniemy, Jonathan Gannon here in Philly.
I don't want no parts of it.
Who in their right mind, besides Lovie Smith, who is just a placeholder for everything, who in their right mind wants this Denver Broncos job? You have no quarterback. You have no picks. You have no.
What happened to Russell though? Like Russell's been like awesome. All of a sudden he goes to Colorado and it's like the altitude got to him.
It's a system. Russell was a system guy.
We put Russell Wilson on a pedestal, and we pissed on Pete Carroll this offseason 100 times to Saturday.
And look at what happened.
And we were wrong.
And
Russell
has never had any better season than what Geno's having right now.
So then, why don't they get someone in there and change the system if they're stuck? I mean, it's not like they don't have some.
There's no players. They don't have money. There's no players. They don't have
no
a
picks.
Or second-round pick in this coming draft.
No, but get another coach.
The team that's 4-11 right now, this is better than they're going to be next year. Yeah. Because they're going to have less players, no system, a coach who's only going to be there for 1 year.
Jeff Saturday can come out.
Jeff Saturday can come out. Jeff's favorite.
This guy.
The Raiders did Derek Carr wrong, but the Broncos, listen, the Sixers here in Philly, they did trust the process. They tanked for multiple years and did it right and never won a championship because they fucked it up here in the end. Danny Wade,
Pete Carroll did know. Pete Carroll knew.
Put that one up.
Who else would know if Pete didn't know? That's why he didn't give a fuck about
the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are the ass of the decade. They fucked this up worse than any team could have tried to.
They're done for minimum 5-6 years.
And you know what? Even before this year, the Denver Broncos have now gone 8 straight seasons. Sorry, 7 straight seasons missing the playoffs. Because
that
since their
too
last
good
Super Bowl.
To be
Since Peyton retired, they're running with Brock Osweiler, what the frick his name is, and Joe Flacco. Like,
if you swapped out the Denver defense with Miami defense, I'd say we could still make a Super Bowl run with Bridgewater. The Denver defense is that good.
Teddy Two Gloves.
They do not deserve to have to play.
I would take him back in New Orleans in a heartbeat as a starter. I don't know why he has to be.
Teddy.
Lauren, let me ask you, how would you react if Sean Payton went to Denver?
He wouldn't.
That's how I would react.
We're talking Walmart money.
Well, I think they can afford. They don't have a problem with the money, but I think that whoever signs Payton still has to give New Orleans something, and Denver has nothing to give them unless you're gonna trade a coach for players.
I thought he was done with. No, I guess he's still under.
No, I think after the season he's done, isn't he?
Well,
I thought that I read the reason why Payton. Nobody has really been on Payton like that because they didn't have any picks. The teams that really want him don't have picks to give up.
Sean Payton wanted to go to Dallas. Sean Payton wanted Mike McCarthy to fall on his ass, and he wanted that's not going to happen now. I don't think the Waltons could pay Sean Payton enough to have to lead that team, knowing that next year is just a loss year. There's nothing. I thought
Payton was really going to get the San Diego job, but Staley managed to save his fucking job with that win the other night because he was definitely fired. He's definitely fired if they don't make the playoffs. So he managed to buy himself another year. So I don't really know. I really think Payton is just another Fox guy for this year. Maybe we'll catch Payton on the next cycle of coaching when he knows he can get him, his staff, and maybe Drake
May. A random question on coaching.
Drake May as a first round pick somewhere.
Jeff, why are you picking up players in the Dynasty League while we're on our show?
I haven't.
You just picked up Logan Thomas.
Oh, I picked him up before.
I just watched you do it.
Well,
no, I did that earlier.
While they're having a marital spat, When is Bill Belichick going to retire?
I had to get because I had to think about the fact that Waller's going to play San Francisco, and I told you I don't play anybody against San Francisco.
I don't think Belichick will. I think Belichick is going to. I think Belichick is going to try to get Josh McDaniels back.
And Brady.
This coming season.
They like leave him for like a year, and they're like
Brady. If Brady comes back, Brady's going to San Francisco. He wants to play at his home. He's not going.
Brady
back
can't go to San Francisco.
What do the Patriots do in general?
What would the 49ers do with damn Brady? With the damn all the draft capital you just sunk into Trey Lance, they're not going to do that.
I don't know, Lauren. I don't think Mac Jones is that bad of a quarterback.
Really?
Mac Jones is terrible.
I don't think. I don't
terrible.
Listen. He's not an All-Pro. He's never going to make a Pro Bowl. But
he made one. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, he did. That's right.
He made one last year as a rookie.
He did. It was bad.
I think he's more like a rich man's Daniel Jones. I think
that's too much.
I think the problem is that Bill Belichick is just full of himself, and he took a defensive coordinator and made him his offensive play caller. What the fuck is Matt Patricia doing running that offense with Joe Judge, two men who flamed out as head coaches, have no business calling plays, and that's Bill Belichick's loyalty. He has that loyalty.
His mullet-headed son up there too.
His mullet-head son needs to go away.
Is it loyalty, or is Belichick just surrounded by yes men? Are they loyal? Is he really loyal, or is he just keeping these dudes around because they kiss his ass?
What's the difference?
Because you wouldn't.
What's the difference?
Any legit offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. I'm trying to think. Let's say Kyle Shanahan back as he's still an offensive coordinator. He's with Atlanta. Okay. They get blown out. They lose that Super Bowl. And the 49ers come to him and say, and Atlanta comes to him and say, hey, I know we lost to that 28-3 lead. Why don't you coach the defense next year? Any coordinator worth a damn would have been like, you know what, I'm out. I'm out of here. Because you're trying to fuck me up for the rest of my life. There's no way you're gonna be an offensive coordinator and then move to the other side of the ball.
But like, who do the Patriots have? Like, name a star on the Patriots right now.
Ramondre Stevenson,
Matthew Judon.
I don't agree. They don't have any of those like name. Like you go to they don't have a Diggs.
Matthew Judon is a name.
Matthew Judon is a beast.
Matthew Judon is a beast.
If you're going into fantasy, you're not drafting the Patriots number one of.
Well, I take Ramondre till he shitted on me this Sunday. Damian Harris wasn't terrible.
You take him in like round 4.
Hunter Henry was relevant until Mac Jones went to shit.
Hunter Henry. It's like when they had Brady, they had like the name.
Listen, but Lauren, let's be real. When the Patriots were winning championships, 7 of them or 6 of them in 15
no
years.
names in Brady.
Yeah, Brady. You had Gronk.
You had Moss and Gronk.
You had Moss for 2 seasons.
And that's it.
Deion Branch, Julian Edelman, Wes Welker.
But that's
these aren't
your
Hall
argument.
of Fame guys.
Even
Julian
Edelman. That's the word I was looking for. Hall of Fame guys.
They're not Hall of Fame
Edelman,
guys.
You're not drafting Julian Edelman.
Some of these guys weren't even Pro Bowl. Some of these guys weren't even Pro Bowl guys.
I'm taking back your argument. Who are you drafting in fantasy? You're not drafting Edelman in the 4th round. You're going to draft Gronk early. You're probably
if I was doing RB0, if I was doing RB0 and he was there, and depending on how many teams, I would debate him in the 3rd round as like my wide receiver 3. Julian Edelman at his prime is amazing.
Julian Edelman is not Cooper Kupp. Julian Edelman never was.
Julian Edelman's not even Wes Welker.
Julian Edelman was a good player.
Doesn't he coach somewhere now?
Yeah, with Miami.
He's Wes Welker he's the wide receivers coach in Miami. Yeah.
Okay.
So the point is that New England has always done it with quote end quote no name players.
Yeah, they don't get paid till they're done and win a Super Bowl.
To answer your question, how long will Belichick coach? The answer is the same answer as how long will Brady play quarterback, and the answer is however long he wants to. They will never.
They're like having a race. Who's going to retire?
Robert Kraft will never fire Bill Belichick. He never, ever, ever will. Bill Belichick will coach until he doesn't want to anymore. Until he goes to the New York Jets and says, hi, bye, peace.
We had this conversation earlier today with someone. I had this conversation about why is Joe Flacco still hanging around the NFL? It's because he has a ring. So when you have 7, you've basically bought yourself 50 years worth of employment for any franchise.
Is it 7 or 6?
You decide.
Unless you're Doug Peterson, who in Philly, they built a statue outside of Citizens Bank Park, the Wells Fargo Center. It's a little area called Xfinity Live. They have a statue of Doug Peterson and Nick Foles calling the Philly special. 3 years later, they both have rings. 3 years later, Doug Peterson is coaching the upstart Jaguars, who, by the way, I really
like them.
And Nick Foles has gone from Jacksonville to Chicago.
I will never understand Nick Foles' career ever. I don't understand why that man isn't a starting quarterback.
Is just a guy who has extreme luck. There's a random guy that you know, somebody you know somewhere who got terrible grades in school, never really did shit, probably kicked around, got in a lot of trouble, and now they make $250, $300 a year. That's Nick Foles. I was in the right place at the right time.
He won that game.
And played
one game.
He won a lot of games to get there.
I mean, but there are a lot of guys.
The Eagles were 13-1.
He won the playoff games.
He barely. I remember this because I was living there.
Won that game.
Barely beat Atlanta. They beat Atlanta like 18-15, and Nick Foles was terrible in the divisional round. In the championship game,
out of the Patriots.
Championship game, LeGarrette Blount went nuts. Nick Foles threw a flea flicker to what the fuck is his name? Torrey Smith. He had 2 or 3 good passes.
Quarterback. You have to pick between these two. You got sort of like who would you do kind of situation, but Nick Foles.
Okay.
Or Baker.
Really?
Okay. I would take Nick Foles.
Baker is athletic. Baker is not a bad quarterback. He makes some bad decisions, but he's not a bad quarterback.
I hate to quote Skip Bayless, but at least I've seen Baker's 11 good games. I've never seen Nick Foles 11 good games. I saw him play one good game.
Can I ask a question? Completely, because you just said Skip Bayless, and I was thinking about this earlier when I was sitting on the pot. I was thinking, ESPN. Because I love ESPN. I watch it all of the time. And one of my favorite commentators on ESPN is Stephen A. Smith. I think he is brilliant, and I love his attitude, and he's never wrong because he'll tell you he's never wrong. And he loves his Knicks, and he hates the Cowboys, and I think he's great. There's another guy on ESPN who he argues with all of the time. He goes by the nickname Mad Dog. Have you ever seen or heard this guy? Chris Russo. He goes by the nickname Mad Dog. This man, his voice makes Patrick Mahomes sound masculine. I want to take a rubber chicken and smack this guy in the face and just tell him, shut the fuck up.
I have 4 of them.
He is the most annoying individual I know on ESPN.
He has a 30 for 30, doesn't he? Don't they have a 30 for 30? Him and Mad Dog and what's the show he used to be on?
I have moments where I think Tony
Romo
on
W-Fan or something
is the most annoying person. I love Tony Romo. Sometimes I have like this love-hate, and there's some days when I'm like, just shut up. But like, it's strange to me.
No,
I mean, he's hilarious though. But there's moments where I like cannot stand listening to him just ramble.
He does ramble.
He does.
What are all these private chat messages? Oh, that was Aiden. Okay, cool.
That was Aiden.
I just saw that now finally. Sorry, that's my tangent. That's my tangent rant. Sorry.
You want to do Super Bowl predictions now?
We're going Super Bowl already. Can we get the playoff? We're gonna get some playoff predictions first.
Playoff predictions.
You
know what? You know what? Let's do Super Bowl predictions. Let's write them down before
today.
Before the playoffs even start. I got paper. I'm gonna write them down.
I'm gonna go
And
Eagles Chiefs.
I'm gonna have Clint take the Houston Texans over Duke.
Yeah.
Duke won today. Their 9th win. Shout out to the Duke Blue Devils football team.
Don't say that around Clint.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Lauren, you are up first since this was your idea. What is your Super Bowl pick before the playoffs start?
Eagles Chiefs.
Eagles versus Chiefs. And who do you have winning?
See, this is where I'm such a girl. I love Jalen Hurts. I have to go with the Eagles.
Gonna go Eagles. Okay. Big Jeff. Super Bowl pick as of today.
AFC, Buffalo.
Ooh.
Fair enough.
That's gonna be who do they
NFC. I'm torn on the NFC. I keep repeating the same thing, and I know I'm not trying to hedge my bet, but I'm going NFC. Whoever gets the home field. If Phillies has the home field in NFC Championship game, Philly. If somehow the 49ers are able to get home field for the NFC Championship game,
49ers
I really feel like 49ers could win.
The 49ers can't get home field. The only 3 teams that can get home field right now are Philly, Dallas, if Dallas overtakes Philly because they beat Minnesota, or Minnesota.
The Minnesota game.
Those are the only 3 teams.
I still go 49ers.
I think
49ers got enough defense to go on the road and beat anybody.
I think Philly takes the number 1 seed. I think Philly beats the Saints this week. Sorry, Lauren, with Minshew, or if not, Jalen comes back next week and they play.
Not hurting my feelings.
Give me 49ers Bills. I'll take 49ers Bills.
And who's your winner?
Woo. Where's the Super Bowl this year?
Las Vegas, I think. No, that's what Pro Bowl is. I think it's in Glendale. I think it's in Arizona.
Okay, so warm.
Well, it's a dome, but warm anyway, yeah.
I say 49ers.
49ers.
49ers for the Super Bowl. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I can't get on the Josh Allen train. I would have to agree with that.
All right, and then for me.
Not with a good defense.
Well,
you're taking Cleveland versus Philly.
You know what? I want to pick Cleveland versus Philly because Cleveland is my hometown.
I know.
And Philly is where I am now, but
Tampa Bay.
I've never lived in Tampa Bay.
No, I'm saying nobody's touching Tampa Bay.
There's 6. There's 7 and 8.
They're going to lose to the Panthers this week.
If the Panthers beat Tampa Bay, where is that game? Is it in Tampa or is
it's
it in Carolina?
Tampa? 1 o'clock, Tampa.
If whichever of those 2 teams runs the table, because they play each other this week, whoever wins this week is going to win the South.
Yeah.
So with my AFC team, I'm going to agree with Lauren here. I'm going to go Chiefs. I think Allen is great. I think Josh Allen is great. I think Patrick Mahomes is just a god. I think he's going to wind up being an MVP again. I think there's something wrong with Stephon Diggs. He's put up stinkers the last 3 weeks. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're just saving him for the playoff run, but I think there might be something wrong there. Gabe Davis is not it.
He's not
but Josh Allen can carry a team pretty far. But I like Mahomes. I like McKinnon. I love McKinnon. Kelsey is good. I think Chiefs.
What about the Bengals? Because I totally just forgot about them.
I thought about the Bengals. The Bengals play the Bills this week. They play on Monday Night Football. It's in Cincinnati.
Oh, I'm going to take the Bengals on that one.
If Cincinnati beats the Bills, I'll hedge my bet. But right now, I'm going Chiefs. In the NFC, this is the most disgusting and most painful thing I've ever said.
Don't say it.
I have to. I'm sorry.
Let's hear
Dallas.
it. There you go.
Dallas. Listen, I'm in Philly. We're rabid here. I don't know if you know what's going on in Philly. Jalen Hurts obviously missed last week, missed next week. He has a sprained SC joint. You don't know how bad that is. Lane Johnson, the all-pro right tackle.
He's back, though, isn't he?
He has an abdominal tear. He has a tear in his abdomen. He is not doing surgery to try to come back for the playoffs. So he's not playing versus Saints, not playing versus the Giants, and not playing on the bye week. That's a humongous loss. The Eagles can lose Jalen Hurts more than they can lose Lane Johnson. He is that offense.
I believe it.
On the defensive side, They lost Avonte Maddox again, their slot corner. There's some health issues, and the Eagles did just, regardless that they scored 34, they did just give up 40 to Dallas.
40.
Dallas is a good team. Don't get me wrong, but that's a 40 burger.
Right.
You don't want to go when you go into the playoffs. The team that you do not want to face is the team that's hot going into the playoffs. Philly is not hot, and that started with the Indianapolis game where they struggled through that one. They are struggling now without their quarterback. They're still scoring 34. It kills me to say Dallas.
Let me just jump in on them. Your point.
That said,
do you believe
I'm picking the Chiefs over Dallas. Dallas is not.
Do you believe in science? Do you believe in science, Lauren?
I believe in science.
All right.
Absolutely.
So when you run an experiment 25 to 30 times in a row and you get the same result each time, would you consider that to be fact?
I would.
So until I see the Dallas Cowboys go on the road and win a first-round playoff game in the last 20 years or the next 20 years, I would never, ever attempt to pick them as my Super Bowl champ. I actually had a Christmas wish that I wish for. No gifts, no nothing. My Christmas wish was that the Cowboys play the Panthers in Charlotte on the first round of the game, and that the 6-10 or 6-11 Panthers beat the Cowboys, so that I can have a great summer of not hearing "We Them Boys."
Part of my reason here is because I didn't want to be like a homer, and picking the Eagles.
Be a homer
because I'm here. I love the Eagles. I love this team. If Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt, to me it was a no-brainer. They are the best team in the NFC, especially playing in Philadelphia. Like, that is a home field advantage here. But there's something wrong with this team. I think the Niners have a really, really good defense. I think their offense comes in spurts. You have George Kittle, who did nothing all year, but has had 2 really good games. I think Brock Purdy has to come back to earth. He is not Tom Brady.
I don't think he will.
Back on earth. Christian McCaffrey is awesome. Deebo Samuel, you don't know what you're going to get when he comes back. And I think Dallas is getting better. It kills me because I hate the Cowboys. I despise the Dallas Cowboys. But I think that it's like baseball. The Phillies were that hot team going into the playoffs that nobody wanted to face. They beat the Cardinals, they beat the Braves, they beat the Padres, and they almost beat the Astros. I think Dallas is that same team. I think that they're getting hot at the right time. Now, there's something wrong with Tony Pollard. He's still on the injury report. He's going to
did not practice.
I don't know what that is.
A whole heaping of Zeke here on Fantasy Championship weekend.
Yeah, it is.
But the Chiefs, well, you know what? Whether it's Philly, 49ers, Minnesota, or Dallas, I think the Chiefs win.
I don't think the Minnesota wins anything because I like you said about coming back to earth. I just don't think you can make it through a whole season playing one possession games with everyone.
You have to understand.
They could easily be 3-11, 3-12. They're 11-0 in one possession games.
Last year, Minnesota lost 7 one-possession games. This year, they've won 8 of them. Here's the problem with Minnesota. Their offense is prolific. Kirk Cousins can give you 1 point or he can give you 40. JJ is giving you 30 every game. Hands down. Dalvin can give you whatever you need him to. If Hawkinson does what he did last week, that's dangerous.
They're unstoppable.
Minnesota is the 32nd ranked defense for a reason. They are the unstoppable object and the immovable object and the unstoppable force. They
need Jared Allen back.
They're an enigma. Enigma.
What is Jared? 45.
Oh, how about 50? This? How about this?
John Randall.
How about Derek Carr landing in Minnesota?
No.
Where would Kirk go?
His contract's up.
But where would Kirk go?
Wherever the fuck he wants to. Fox.
So they make a run to like the championship game or something. You think they would still get rid of Kirk?
They did
any kind of playoff win. I just can't see them getting rid of Kirk.
They did it.
One win.
in 2017, when the Vikings made it to the NFC Championship game versus the Eagles, and the next year Kirk was there 3 years, $98 million guaranteed, first ever fully guaranteed contract.
I'm not getting rid of Kirk. Sorry,
No.
Captain, not the captain. But if you want to get rid of Kirk and Tua is going to retire, you can send Kirk on to South Florida. I would not be mad with Kirk's arm with
Chad,
Wally and Tyreek.
Chad, I love you. T.Y. Hilton does not make a difference. T.Y. Hilton is 142 years old, and it was the Eagles that broke down on a 30-30.
What did he get? 1 for 30? 1 for 30?
The Eagles defense broke. That's why Avonte Maddox out. You have Reed Blankenship trying to play slot corner. You can't. They tried to do a Tampa 2 and then shifted to a man over and just got their ass burnt. You can't.
Listen, just be clear about this. The Cowboys are shit. And any player on the Cowboys, we automatically dislike.
I hate all Cowboys.
I hate all Cowboys.
CeeDee Lamb and Lauren wants to wrap up.
Lauren,
you're so subtle.
At least I did it in the chat.
You did it.
You could have just said it. Shut the fuck up. You could have just said, "Shut the fuck up."
You could have just said, "Ian, shut up."
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, everyone.
We are like 5 minutes over. I did not realize that. I didn't see the clock.
All right. Well, happy Hanukkah to all. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. A joyous Festivus.
I just want to throw out #minorities rule for the championship game. Jeff, go get it. Bring it home for us. Bring it home.
Hang on. I'm a minority.
He's kind of a minority.
I'm a minority. Hey, if you ask Whoopi Goldberg, am I a race or a religion?
No.
We can debate his minority inclusion.
You can debate
off the air.
Listen. The Republican Party is not debating my minority status.
No, he's a minority. If we're using that as the standard,
if you're using that as the standard,
then he's one of us. Then
listen, in all honesty, this show right now is being hosted by a black man, a gay woman, and a Jew. How many Republicans are watching this show right now?
That's the dream, the American dream. The American dream when they started television. When they started television back then, that was the American dream to end up like this.
Oh, God.
Go Donkeys.
We are never going to get on the damn regular station. Never going to get picked up.
We're not getting on Fox News.
We're not getting on.
Oh, God, I would love Fox News.
You guys have a great Wednesday. Lauren said wrap this shit up. So we're going to wrap this shit up.